All right, let's talk about something that shaped pretty much everything in our financial lives for the past decade or so. It's this idea, this era really, called the age of easy money.
I mean, just think about it for a second. For over a decade, money was just cheap. Borrowing was easy, right? It felt like prices for everything, stocks, houses, you name it, only went in one direction, up. And honestly, it kind of started to feel normal, didn't it?
Yeah, but here's the thing. That wasn't just some lucky streak. Nope. This whole period actually has a name, the age of easy money. And it was a huge deal. It quietly, almost secretly, changed everything about how we live, spend, and invest.
So why did this all happen? Where did this easy money even come from? Well, to get it, you've got to understand how the whole thing started. And the best way to think about it is like a giant party. See, this party didn't start because things were great. Just the opposite. It started because things were terrible. We were on the brink of major economic crises, like total collapse. The world needed a lifeline to stop a full-blown global depression.
So what do? The people in charge, the central banks, basically came up with a two-step emergency plan. Step 1, they cut interest rates down to almost nothing. I mean, practically zero. That makes borrowing money super, super cheap. Step 2, they started, well, printing money, just injecting tons of cash into the system. The whole goal? Get the party started, get people spending again, and just lift everyone's spirits.
So here's the big takeaway from all that. Easy money wasn't some mistake. It was a choice, a deliberate plan designed for one reason, to stop a complete disaster.
And you know what? It kind of worked. In fact, it worked so well that it didn't just stop the disaster, it kicked off a massive boom. So let's talk about what it was like when that party was really in full swing.
And this wasn't just some high-level economic theory, right? You felt this in your everyday life. Suddenly, getting a mortgage seemed doable. Car loans were cheap. Swiping the credit card didn't feel so painful. Spending just felt safe. It felt okay.
So here's the basic rule of what happens next. When you have a flood of cheap money sloshing around the system, it has to go somewhere. And where did it go? It poured into assets.
First stop, the stock market. Stocks just went. Next up, houses. With cheap mortgages, everyone wanted to buy, so house prices went through the roof. And it didn't stop with stocks and houses. Oh no, all that money started looking for crazier places to go. Crypto, art, collectibles, you name it, it just exploded.
So that's the simple takeaway here, right? All that easy money didn't make things more valuable, it just made them more expensive. It inflates the price of pretty much everything you can own.
Okay, so the party is raging, everyone's having a great time. But something dangerous starts to happen. People begin to forget that this isn't real life. They start to believe the party will never, ever end.
And this was the big illusion, wasn't it? This belief took hold that prices only go up. Risk? What's that? It felt like it had just disappeared. Taking on more debt seemed like the smartest thing you could do.
But here's the really crucial part. Who is actually benefiting the most from all this? Well, if you already owned stuff, assets like a house or stocks, you were getting richer just by waking up in the morning. But if you were just earning a wage, your salary probably wasn't going up nearly as fast as the cost of everything else. This created a huge gap.
And that's the simple, tough takeaway. Easy money, for all its benefits, makes inequality worse, period. All right, so we all know how this story goes, right? Every party has to end. And for this one, the end came when someone showed up who wasn't invited and they were about to ruin the whole vibe. I mean, for a decade, it seemed too good to be true, didn't it? So what was the catch? What was the price we'd have to pay for all this fun?
One word, inflation. It's what happens when you have way too much money chasing the same amount of stuff. And suddenly, it wasn't just house prices going up, it was your groceries, your gas, your rent. It was everything. And to stop that, the people in charge had to do the one thing that ends any party. They turned on the lights. They did the exact opposite of what they did before. They jacked up interest rates, making money expensive again. And that's the simple, unavoidable truth of it all. Easy money never lasts forever. So, here we are. The party's over, and we're all waking up to the hangover. So what's the big lesson here? What do we do now, in this new reality? Well, when money gets hard again, reality hits. That debt that seems so smart, now it's painful. Businesses that were only staying afloat because of cheap loans, they start to fail. All the crazy speculation just evaporates.
So the simple takeaway from all this? When things change, smart people adapt. They see the cycle for what it is. Emotional people, they get swept up in the good times, and then they panic when it's over.
And that really brings us to the final point, which is just brilliant. Easy money made people feel rich. Hard money reveals who actually is. See, this whole thing isn't just a history lesson. It's about understanding the pattern. Because this cycle, it will happen again. And the key isn't to be scared of it, but to be ready for it, so you know exactly what to do the next time the music starts playing.